Hello and welcome to Trojan Sports Now. I'm Shaaz Peerani.
And I'm Seth Carpenter. Stick around as we bring you the latest news and scores from Troy Athletics. The Trojan football team continued to show signs of struggle as they faced off against Georgia State this past Saturday in Atlanta. Jessica Phillips shows us how the Trojans went down.
The Trojans fell short this past weekend to the Georgia State Panthers. Troy was forced to play catch-up all night after falling behind 7-0 early, then 21-7 midway through the second quarter. The Trojans struggled defensively to stop the Panthers' run game. Head coach Chip Lindsey said they just couldn't get into rhythm of stopping the Panthers on a consistent basis.
Defensively, obviously, we had trouble stopping them running the football. I think that's what it came down to. They were able to maintain drives and keep drives alive, and and when you look back, a lot of it is at times we just got whipped at the point of contact, didn't tackle as well as we needed to at other times, and just felt like we never really could get in a rhythm and slow those guys down on a consistent basis.
Junior receiver Khalil McClain was the offensive player of the game. Coach Lindsey said McClain improves more and more each week. McClain pulled down 8 catches for 128 yards, which are both career highs. McClain says 100 catches a day keeps the drops away.
I catch 100 a day. 100 a day keep the drops away. That's what I say. Me and Coach Finley. Yeah, 100 a day keep the drops away. I try to do it every morning.
The Trojans are 1-2 in the conference and no longer in control of their own destiny. Saturday, they will take on Coastal Carolina. If the Trojans want to be bowl eligible, Coach Lindsey says this is a must-win game.
If we want to accomplish our goals, it is definitely a must-win. We try to approach every week the same, really want to be consistent. I want our players to feel like that we don't prepare any different each week. Obviously, we know where we are from a standpoint of conference play and so forth, so you could definitely say it's a must-win for us.
The Trojans will travel to Coastal Carolina Saturday to try and bring home a win. Kickoff is set for 2 p.m. and the game will be broadcasted on ESPN3. Jessica Phillips, Troy Trojan Vision Sports.
The Trojan volleyball team had to put up their undefeated home streak to the test against 2 Georgia schools this past weekend. The Trojans were able to down Georgia State 3-0 on Friday to get things going. And then on Saturday, the Trojans looked to avenge a loss to Georgia Southern from earlier this season. Noah Peavy shows us how the Trojans fared in their revenge game.
Saturday night, the Trojan volleyball team took on the Eagles of Georgia Southern, looking to avenge a 4-set loss from earlier this season. Troy would start off quick with a 6-3 lead at the start of set 1, with Georgia Southern tying the game at 7-7 before a 8-0 Trojan run led to the eventual 25-17 win. Set 2 was much of the same story, as an early Trojan lead was too much to overcome for the Eagles, who fell to the Trojans 25-17 once again. In set 3, Troy started down before coming back to take a 14-10 lead before claiming a third straight 25-17 win and clinching a 3-0 match sweep. Head coach Josh Lauer talked about how important the team's intensity was in the weekend's matchups.
We played with even more intensity than we did last night. I thought our offensive efficiency was way better. I thought Amara did a great job distributing the offense. We had 4 players post 10-plus points. So really great team effort tonight. Our bench brought energy.
The Trojans had 4 players scoring double digits, and Amara Anderson had 36 assists in the 3 sets. Lauer talked about why getting all his players involved is so important.
It's the way we're built. We want to be able to spread out the offense, use our middles and our right sides. Halston, was really important tonight running the slide. She did a great job. We got our middles going. We want to be a multi-dimensional team. We don't want to be, hey, Cheyenne has to go out and get 30 kills for us to win. We want all of our players to contribute and be fresh. And
the Trojans were paced by Ashley Ginber's double-double, her 6th on the year, who talked about how important it is to the team to continue to win at home.
It's huge. We definitely know we want to defend our home court every single night, but it's the same home and away. We got to come out with the same energy no matter what.
Next, the Trojans head to Mobile to play South Alabama. For Troy Trojan Vision News, I'm Noah Peavy.
And after closing out the weekend with 2 sweeps, the Trojans had to face a quick turnaround and face off against top-seeded South Alabama on Tuesday night. The Trojans would lose the first set 19-25 after being tied 18-18. In set 2, the Trojans would lead 15-11 until the Jags tied it back up at 17 apiece, and then went on to take the set 25-21. And during set 3, the score would be tied 17-17 again and the Jads would pull away to sweep the Trojans 3-0 with a final score of 25-20. This would make the Trojans fall to third spot in the Sun Belt East Division standings.
The Trojan soccer team was looking to secure the number 2 seed in the Sun Belt tournament after closing out their final game of the season against Louisiana on Sunday. The Trojans scored 2 goals in just over 5 minutes to drop Louisiana 2-1 in overtime at Ragin' Cajun soccer and track facility. The first half would see no damage occur, but within 10 minutes in the second half, the Ragin' Cajuns would score to put the Trojans down 1-0. Trailing by a goal with just under 2 minutes remaining, freshman Tatum Terrell scored the equalizer to force overtime. And then in overtime, Elisa Detlefson quickly blasted a left-footed shot into the left corner of the net within 5 minutes of overtime to play. The Trojans would end their season on an 8-game undefeated streak.
And the Troy softball team would play their final 3 games of the fall season this past Wednesday. First, they would play Central Alabama Community College first and beat them 13-1. In Game 2 of the day, the Trojans defeated Northeast Mississippi Community College 14-1. And in the third and final game of the day, the Trojans would again defeat Enterprise State Community College 9-0. They would finish their fall season undefeated with 7 wins and 1 unfinished game against Ole Miss.
The Troy women's golf team would convincingly win the Town and Country Invite at the McGrabe Golf Course with a 15-shot victory in an 18 field. All of 5 Troy's competitors finished in the top 6, with Nicole Lorup, Shaylee Scarberry leading the way, tied for first at even par. This marks the first time since 2015 that the Trojans were able to capture multiple tournament victories. Still to come on Trojan Sports Now, we'll have a preview of the Trojan soccer team's matchup against Louisiana.
But first, I sat down with women's basketball head coach Shanda Rigby. Stick around for more Trojan Sports Now.